Aging is full of uncomfortable truths, but no one ever told you about them. Getting older is not just about declining health or fading memory. It is a series of quiet changes, sometimes so small, yet capable of making life unexpectedly difficult. It could be the disoriented feeling when you forget what you were about to do, the persistent ringing in your ears that seems harmless at first, or the strange sense of being invisible in a crowded family gathering. These little things might not seem like much, but they are enough to turn a beautiful morning into something frustrating, making even the strongest person feel powerless in silence. The real issue is, most people never talk about these things, or do not even know how to name them. That is why older adults often end up thinking they are just being weak, difficult, or overly sensitive. In today's video, as a specialist in senior mental health, I want to help you uncover 13 of the most common but quietly distressing experiences many older people face. Make sure to stay with me until the end, because numbers 9 and 12 are often overlooked, yet they are the hidden reasons why so many seniors slip into depression. Before we dive into the details, leave a comment with your own positive affirmation like, "I am always ready to welcome health and joy into my life." And do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you will not miss out on valuable and uplifting content like this. Let's build a community full of positive energy, growth, and success. Now, let's keep going and explore the hidden realities of aging, the things you might have never thought about until now. Number 1. The feeling of losing independence. When you are no longer able to do daily tasks like cleaning or cooking on your own, it can leave you feeling confused and hurt. The freedom to do what you want has always been a big part of the independence you have carried throughout your life. But once you start relying on help from others, whether it is your kids or your friends, it can feel like you are losing a part of yourself. Simple tasks you used to handle without a second thought now become real challenges. And with each struggle, you feel less strong than you used to be. Needing to depend on others might make you feel useless, even though deep down you know that help is necessary at this point. Questions like, "Why can't I do this myself anymore?" start creeping in, and you begin to question your own worth. The inability to stay in control of your life can feel like you are becoming a burden, and that hits your self-esteem and confidence hard. Still, asking for help is not weakness. It is a sign of adapting and accepting the changes that come with age. The important thing is that you can still hold on to your sense of independence, even if it now lives within new boundaries. Number 2. Sleep disruptions. You lie down, hoping to get some rest, but your eyes just stare into the dark. Your body is tired, your mind wants peace, and yet sleep seems like a luxury that keeps slipping away. Sometimes you do fall asleep, but only in bits and pieces. It is not deep, not long enough. Every night you wake up a few times, sometimes for no clear reason at all, maybe just a bit of discomfort, and then you cannot fall back asleep. Time moves slowly. The ticking clock feels like a reminder that yet another night has passed without real rest. As we get older, our internal body clock gets more and more unstable. The body stops producing the same steady flow of sleep hormones. Even the smallest things can wake you up. A soft noise, a light shining through the window, or just a dull backache. Any of these small triggers can completely disrupt your already fragile sleep rhythm, making it hard to stay asleep through the night. When sleep stops being regular, your mind starts to wander in the dark. You find yourself thinking endlessly, without knowing what you are even thinking about. Time becomes fuzzy, and you cannot tell how long you have been lying there. You feel more and more drained, not because you have been awake too long, but because every minute spent awake in the middle of the night carries a kind of helplessness that is unique to growing old. Number 3. Irritability and mood swings that feel out of control. You used to be calm, patient, and able to keep your cool in almost any situation. But lately, even a careless comment or a little noise can make you snap. Your emotions swing unpredictably. from sadness and frustration to anger that seems to come out of nowhere. You might even find yourself overreacting and then wondering, why did I get so upset over something so small? These emotional changes do not happen overnight. They creep in slowly, day by day. Things you once brushed off easily now push your buttons in ways you never expected. You start to feel like you are not yourself anymore, quicker to anger, harder to read, and less in control of how you respond to things. People close to you may notice the change, but they might not understand what is really going on. They may think you have become grumpy or hard to please. But to you, it feels like waves of emotions keep crashing in, one after another, leaving you unable to find your balance. The anger does not come from big things. It builds up from tiny moments that quietly pile on, day after day. Number 4, feeling lonely even when surrounded by family. You are sitting in a cozy home, surrounded by the laughter and voices of your children and grandchildren, yet inside you feel empty. These are your people, your loved ones, but somehow you feel like a stranger. The conversations revolve around work, parenting, or the latest technology, things that seem foreign now, and you do not know what to say to join in. You might be sitting right next to them, but the connection feels shallow. Sometimes you speak, but someone cuts you off. Other times you say something, but no one responds. Little by little, that silence grows inside you. You are not angry, and you are not even terribly sad. You just quietly realize that you are slowly stepping out of the circle. Your children still care for you, they still check in, but the deeper needs, to be asked how you are really doing, to tell an old story without someone hurrying you, those moments are rare. You begin to feel like you no longer have a place in these conversations. No one really turns to you for your thoughts anymore. The silence in your mind gets longer, not because you are alone, but because there is no one truly listening. You are there, but like a faded image in your own home, present but untouched at the core. Number 5, declining vision and hearing. You start to notice the world losing its sharpness. Faces blur, the words in a newspaper seem to dance, and the voices of loved ones sound distant, as if coming from far away. You are no longer sure whether you are hearing correctly, seeing clearly, or fully understanding what is happening around you. That haziness is not just in your eyes or ears. It settles over your mind like a thin fog that blurs reality. Every time someone talks to you, you have to strain to listen, squint to see, and piece together fragments of sounds and visuals just to keep up. And when you guess wrong, things get awkward. Maybe you laugh at the wrong moment, or nod when you are not even sure what was said. After a while, you start to pull back. You hesitate to speak up or join group conversations. Even simple things you once did without thinking, turning on the TV, reading instructions, making a phone call, become more difficult. You avoid using speakerphone, worried the voice on the other end will be too soft to hear. You skip crowded places because the noise and movement overwhelm you. Bit by bit, your fading eyesight and hearing pull you away from the rhythm of everyday life, making everything around you feel like it is happening in a world that is just slightly out of reach. Number 6, forgetting names and important information. You might meet someone new and hear their name, only to forget it minutes later. Sometimes, you walk into a room and completely forget why you are there. That strange blank feeling hits you, especially when something that just happened suddenly vanishes from memory. Meanwhile, memories from years ago come rushing back crystal clear. The name of an old friend, a line from school, the image of a street corner from your youth. Your mind seems to prioritize the past while the present keeps slipping away. This short-term memory loss makes you rely more and more on notes, reminders, or asking others to repeat things. Not being able to hold on to new information can feel scary, like a warning sign of something worse. You start worrying that your mind is truly declining. When you have to ask the same question multiple times, you might feel embarrassed or even lose trust in yourself. Forgetting something becomes more than just a mental slip. It becomes a moment of anxiety, a reminder that you are not fully in control anymore. You begin to hold back during conversations, nervous you might forget what someone just said. Bit by bit, this quiet fear makes you more cautious, even distant, in moments where connection used to come so easily. Number 7, sudden fatigue even from simple tasks. Just sweeping a few feet of floor or folding a small pile of clothes can leave you out of breath and needing to sit down. Sometimes you are only halfway up the stairs and already your heart is racing, your head feels light, and your limbs feel unsteady. Things that used to be effortless now feel like obstacles, and you find yourself wondering, why is my body reacting so strongly to such gentle movements? This kind of fatigue comes on quickly, without warning, giving you no time to adjust. You might wake up thinking today will be a good day, but a few small chores later, it feels like all your energy has vanished. Your muscles are not as flexible, and each breath shortens with every motion. You begin to hesitate before doing anything, unsure whether you have the strength to finish it. You look around your home, everything seems familiar and simple, yet you still pause because you no longer feel as capable as before. Even something as small as bending down to tie your shoes can leave you drained. Your body does not bounce back the way it used to, and even minor activities can lead to a full rest. This kind of tiredness is not from overwork. It is a slow, quiet decline that catches you off guard and leaves you wondering how to reclaim the energy that once felt so natural. Number 8, gaining weight. Even though your diet and lifestyle have not changed, you still eat 3 meals a day, your portions have not increased, and your activity level is about the same. Yet, the number on the scale keeps creeping up, slowly but surely. Your clothes start to feel tighter, your movements feel heavier, and your once flat shirt now stretches over a belly that has quietly grown. You start wondering what is going on inside your body, because it feels like something is happening beyond your control. Back then, just eating a little less rice or taking a few extra walks would show results. Now, no matter how much you try to adjust, nothing seems to work. That sense of helplessness sets in when your body no longer responds to your efforts. You step on the scale with caution, not because you are afraid of the number, but because you truly do not understand why it is going up. Folds in your clothing become more visible, and your midsection seems to be expanding year after year. Your metabolism has slowed down, meaning your body burns fewer calories, even though you eat the same. Fat starts to settle in places you never noticed before. Your shoulders, the back of your neck, your lower back. You are not eating more. Your body just does not process it like it used to. Every meal feels like a math problem, and still, your body seems to be playing by a new set of rules. Rules you did not choose and no longer know how to follow. Number 9, declining mobility and balance. You walk more slowly than before, not because you are taking your time, but because every step now requires more caution. A slightly slick floor or a short step you forget to notice can make you stumble. Movements that used to be second nature, turning your body, bending down, taking a quick step, now fill you with hesitation. The feeling of not being fully in control of your body makes every walk feel like navigating uncertain ground, as if something could go wrong at any moment. One small misstep or shift in balance, and you feel like your whole body loses its grip. Your legs do not react as quickly, your reflexes are not as sharp. You might find yourself holding the handrail without thinking, or standing up more slowly from a chair to avoid getting dizzy. Every motion needs to be previewed in your head first, like you are planning each little move before you make it. The fear of falling becomes a constant presence in your mind, and it starts to change the way you live. You stop going far, move around less, simply because you fear losing your footing. Even in the comfort of your own home, you move more carefully than ever. A fall is not just painful, it brings a deeper fear that one slip might change everything forever. Number 10, trouble focusing. You used to love the feeling of getting lost in a book, but now, even after reading a few pages, it feels like nothing sticks. Your eyes scan the words, but your mind falls out of rhythm. You can watch your favorite show and still not really follow what it is about. The sounds play, the images roll by, but your mind drifts, unable to latch on to anything. It is not just that your focus is weaker, it feels like it is fundamentally different. Your thoughts scatter easily, like your brain keeps switching channels, but never stays on one long enough. Even a simple story takes effort to connect, because your thinking is no longer as fluid. Things you used to enjoy now feel mentally heavy, and when someone asks for your opinion, you pause. Not because you do not care, but because you need a moment to gather your thoughts, like your mind slipped off track. You start avoiding long conversations, afraid you will not keep up. New things, even interesting ones, do not seem to stick the way they used to. You are not losing your memory, but you are losing your grip on attention. And that alone makes learning or enjoying new experiences feel harder than ever, especially when the world around you is not slowing down to let you catch up. Number 11. Frequent doctor visits and medical tests. Getting older sometimes means your mornings start not with a cup of coffee, but with a doctor's appointment. Your weekly schedule fills up with checkups, blood tests, ultrasounds, and routine exams. Every time you leave the clinic, you are handed a new prescription, a new set of instructions, or a vague diagnosis that sends you off to get even more tests. What used to feel familiar about your neighborhood now feels more true of the hospital hallways and the call of your name over the loudspeaker. There are weeks when you visit the doctor more than the grocery store. You cannot remember the names of all your medications. You just know which bottle goes with which time of day. Every meal makes you wonder if it is safe with your current prescriptions. Your body no longer feels like one whole unit, but more like a map with different zones that need to be monitored. Blood pressure, glucose levels, cholesterol, liver, heart, bones. You carry your medical notebook like an essential item. Every doctor feels like a small world with its own language you have to learn. You do not feel in charge of your health anymore. You just listen, remember, and follow instructions. What used to be peaceful weekdays are now filled with appointments, leaving you unsure when the last time was that you actually relaxed. Number 12. Becoming more sensitive to weather. You start to notice your body does not handle weather changes the way it used to. Just a slightly chilly morning makes your joints stiff, your shoulders ache, your hands and feet cold even under layers of clothing. On the flip side, when it suddenly gets hot, you feel dizzy, flushed, dripping with sweat even while sitting indoors. These small shifts in temperature that others hardly notice can leave you feeling off for the entire day. The discomfort is not just on the outside. Your heartbeat might feel irregular, your blood pressure swings. You no longer feel comfortable stepping outside unless you know exactly what the weather will be like. Scarves, jackets, electric fans, warm water bottles. These are your daily tools now, as if preparing for something much bigger than a change in temperature. Each season used to be something you looked forward to. Now it feels like something to brace for. You find yourself tracking the weather more closely than the news, because just a few degrees off can set your body into a tailspin. That inability to adjust quickly like before keeps you on constant alert, not just to the weather, but to your body's growing fragility. Number 13. Feeling aimless and unsure what to do with free time. Your mornings used to start with a to-do list. Now they often begin with a blank page. No more meetings, no more housework that needs your attention, no urgent calls. You wake up and ask yourself, what should I do today? A question that sounds light, but repeated enough, starts to feel heavy. Free time, once a dream, now makes you feel lost in your own day. You try filling the space, tending to plants, watching old shows, calling someone just to chat, but none of it feels deep enough to give you a sense of purpose. Day after day, time stretches long and wide, and you feel like you are floating through it. No anchor, no direction. Without a role to fill, you start to feel like you are fading, like life is moving forward and leaving you behind. No one ever told you that rest also requires learning how to adjust. You were busy your whole life, and now that you finally have time, you do not know where to start. This lack of purpose does not feel like sadness. It feels like a quiet emptiness that lingers. You are still here, but you are not sure how to make time feel meaningful again. So, after all I have shared, do you see that growing old is not just a journey? It is a real challenge. The discomforts older adults go through can be difficult to express, but I believe that once you recognize and understand them, it becomes easier to cope. What matters most is not the hardships themselves, but how you choose to face and grow through them. Aging is not a burden. It is a chance to slow down, appreciate small moments, and cherish the wisdom you have earned. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below with a positive affirmation like, "I will live a healthy and happy life at any age." Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more content that supports your health and well-being. Take action today to welcome more positive energy into your life. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, stay joyful, and remember, I will see you in the next video.